So if you're like I am, I used to dread getting these catalogs in the mail, whether they're Uline or any of the other mail order catalogs, all the different credit cards and plastic laminated mailers. However, I got some in the mail today and it reminded me how much I like receiving them now. You can't send these back to the post guy, you can't put them in the return to sender box, they just keep on re-putting them in your mailbox, so the only choice is to recycle them, throw them in landfill, or potentially use them. And I have a great use for it. So right now I'm going to show you how I use these to mix epoxies, to mix body putty, to mix all different materials. And simply, I first start with just popping out the card, if it is a card or a credit card. And then I generally cut a couple of strips to use as applicator strips to have around. Okay. Then I take my epoxy. I like to use 5-minute epoxy. You can use a longer cure epoxy if you like, if you have a part that really is going to take time to apply it. But I like the 5-minute, it gives you about 5 minutes of working time. Of course, it still takes hours until it really sets up, but 5 minutes is usually enough to mix and apply. So what I do is I tend to try to lay this down. You need to have equal parts, and I try not to get those parts to touch each other until I'm ready. There you can see this side is more abundant than the other side, so I'm going to try to push on the plunger a little bit more on the other side. Just do your best to try to get equal amounts. Okay, once you put that down, you need to mix this well so that you don't have any uncatalyzed areas. Don't use a little stirrer, a drink stirrer or a stick like a lot of people tend to recommend. This is one of the best techniques I learned from body shop guys. What you want to do is you want to pull the bead out vertically and then collect horizontally. And then once again, pull it out vertically and collect horizontally. This is kneading the material together. Now the next step is very important. There's going to be uncured, uncatalyzed parts on your palette and on your paper, so I want to squeeze that off, and then I really want to collect it all once again and repeat the process. And the more you do this, the more you get used to doing this motion with your hands, and it's quite simple and fast. I tend to wipe it vertically and collect it horizontally. It starts to get a milky white when it's mixed well, and as long as you've wiped off your tool a number of times and you've gone all the way around your catalog cover, you're good to go. I like catalog covers because they use that shiny glossy material so it doesn't suck up the epoxy too much. It's kind of rigid. You could also use the pages if you like. Once that you've done that, I usually wipe the tool down again if I'm planning to use it. And then I take my part. I happen to have an old model of mine that broke into millions of pieces. I taped it together. I go ahead and pick some up with one of my applicator sticks, and I just lay it on there and work my way around. I am not going to bore you with the whole process of me laying up the glue. The most important part here was just showing you how you can mix the glues and how you can use your wasted email publicity to put it to good use in the lab. Thank you.